Hello, world, and welcome back to Bazgoth, the Crimson Blade. We're actually on episode 48. We are racking things up. And last we left off was in the sort of dream world, the domain of the Mistress of Illusions, Bilra, as she visited everyone individually, explaining her situations and explaining things differently to everyone in the sense of maybe conquering their pasts or trying to move them forward. But as she talked to Cub decided that he wanted to go ahead and, even though Zotia might be angry, unleash the lock, or release it at least, to let the memories flood in of who he is and what happened in his past. And that's where we join Cub currently. So, Cub.
Yes.
Vilra looks at you. She is touching her fingers to your temples now. And she says, "You choose this, Cub. You said that you wanted to know." And she pauses a little bit. And she says, "This is the final choice. We are about to begin. Are you sure?"
Yes.
And with that,
I do this because I'm strong. And I know she may be mad, but I'll still respect her. And I'll help, and I want her to guide me. I don't want to live with feelings of forgotten guilt.
and you feel pressure building in your skull as you start to sense this energy emanating from her fingers and flooding into you, like something pushing from inside out at the same time that is pushing in. And you see the flames around exploding from the pupils of Vilra. And then the purple draperies whip like if there's some sort of extreme invisible wind. And then the star pattern beneath your feet begin to glow white. And then it starts to shift to a black and red. And darkness that first falls upon you. And then everything explodes. You see this divine realm shatter, kind of like glass shards everywhere, shooting in all directions. Some of them even seem to be shooting toward you and then pass through you as you kind of flinch. And then there's flames on the draperies and the circle, and the eyes of Vilra all seem to meld together, fracturing and then coming together and then wavering apart. You can't make sense of it. And then you see a forest, and then you see a grove, and then you see green, and you see gold everywhere. And it's beautiful, it's alive. And then you realize you're not just watching this, you're in it. You're him, the person. The one that maybe you've forgotten about. Younger. Hair, interestingly, is a dark gray. It's not silver. And wearing robes of green and gold, and some others that match the colors of the grove. And you see your hands, and they're unmarred. No scars, if you have any scars around your bodies. You don't see any scars. And your face, it seems that you see a reflection from a pond, and you also see that it is proud and confident. And then around you, you know who these people are. A dozen other druids that work tending to saplings and chanting prayers to Zotia. And in this grove, it hums with life. And you can feel it in your bones. And you can sense the earth beneath your feet. And then you hear a voice beside you. Female. And also elf. And you hear the voice say, "You're the most brilliant of us. If anyone can craft a seed of pure dreams, it's you." And then you see her. She holds your hand. And somehow you have memory. You remember warmth, safety, and you have this idea of belonging. And you remember her name, like breathing, like it was someone you have always known. And it says, Nelis. And you remember her. She's your mentor and a friend. And in a way, the sister that you chose. And this was home. This was everything. So you're technically living this memory. So I want to ask Cub right now, what is Cub feeling?
More likely, like it feels like a strange of like happiness for some odd reason. Like he doesn't understand how he's happy, but he feels like he's excited that all the hardship that he went through before being one with this before joining the druid or being in this druid camp or so was all worth it for him. And he's confused, but he's also happy and excited for it.
All right. And then the scene shifts and it becomes night. And you can see a tree that's massive, ancient, pulsing with life. It's in the center of this grove. And you stand before it, holding a seed. And this seed is in both your palms. And you seem like as if you're holding it in a protective way. And it's almost crystal-like. And it glows with soft white light. And then you notice and realize, you come to this awareness that the circle is watching you. And they look very proud and hopeful. Lilith stands beside you. And she says, "Are you certain? We've never attempted a dream seed of this magnitude." And then your younger self senses that confidence. It's almost like arrogance. And you smile. And you say, "The goddess blessed me with this vision I prepared for months. This seed will heal the dark lands, spread dreams across Solar, end the nightmare plague. Trust me." And then you plant the seed at the base of the ancient tree. You speak the ritual words. You pour your magic, your dreams, your hopes into it. For a moment, it glows a brilliant white. Then, something goes wrong. You see the white start to flicker, and you see hairline crack appears in the seed beneath the soil. And to your surprise, as this memory is starting to flood in, you see black ooze from it. And then you see the ancient tree's bark begins to wither. And then the others, for some unknown reason, it seems now that you are watching yourself and the others as if out of body. In your awareness, you notice that you yourself, that is looking and watching the seed and continuing this ritual, you are so focused on this ritual and certain of your success that you do not see the ooze. The one that's creating this ritual has no notice of it. But you do see your sister, Neelis. Her eyes widen and she screams, "Stop! Something's..." And then currently, Cub, present time, in the memory, you're still chanting. So it's up to you right now. Do you wish to stop or keep moving to see what happens next?
And at this point, it's like, I was like, so I remember being back in this grove. I remember the brethrens, and I starting to remember about a disaster that's happening, but I can't put my finger through it. I want to stop and forget it, but my mind is, or I'm putting my full heart and conviction that I have to keep going. Otherwise, how will I know that in my heart that, or like, I know, like, how will I know that I won't, whatever or my past actions caused won't affect my team in the future as well. I want to know that I will never let them down like that.
Alright, so you're going to choose to continue. If you do, this is going to be just flat rolls with whatever bonuses you have. Nothing else can help you. No bonuses or other guidances or anything. Go ahead and roll me a wisdom save and let me know what you roll.
25.
Wow, okay. Gonna mark that down. Keep track of
You don't
this.
need no stinking guidance.
Hey, right? So, as you push forward, the seed doesn't grow. It erupts, and black and red tendrils explode from the earth, wrapping around the ancient tree. Screams. The other druids try to run, but the tendrils are fast. Faster than thought. They wrap around Neelis first, and she reaches for you, terror in her eyes. She's screaming, "Help me, please!" And then your younger self tries. You cast every spell you know, but that nightmare seed is too strong. It was your magic, twisted, corrupted by something you didn't understand. One by one, the druids fall. The tendrils drain them, pull them into the earth. Their bodies wither, die, become mulch for the nightmare tree growing from your failed dream. The ancient tree cracks, splits, and then collapses into rot. And you scream, fall to your knees. You watch everyone you love die because of your pride. And then you see the grove burns with black fire. 12 corpses. Neelis' hand reaches toward you, fingers already turning to ash. The last thing you see before darkness takes you. The nightmare seed pulsing where your dream seed should have been. And a voice, not Sotia's whispering. You hear a voice that says, yes. Such delicious despair. Your arrogance fed us well, little druid. Sleep now. And then roll me another. This time we're going to do a con save.
Man. Okay, I'll take that. 18.
18. All right.
I was like, oh. But I'm good. I'm happy with that.
So, with that, the darkness still spirals around you. So now that Cub knows this, it seems to be the end of the memory, at least for that particular part. You heard voices, not sure what voices there were. There seemed to be multiple voices. So the next question is now, does he try to push further as he feels this pressure? Something is hidden, possibly feeling the essence of Zotia herself. A lock that she has put.
My mind, I felt like, I feel like in a presence, like I'm walking in a domain that's pure darkness, and I see the door with the lock itself, and I'm just going. I'm just in my head. As I'm searching in deeper through my memories of what I'm seeing, and I'm just thinking. I was like, I start kind of like, I go, Zotia, I want to know the truth. Grant me the key to find out. I can handle anything. I will be forever your faithful student. Can you grant me this?
Alright. Go ahead and now roll me another wisdom check.
The saving throw?
Sorry, wisdom save. Sorry.
Okay. 30-20.
Huh. All right. So that one actually. Okay. As you feel this burning pressure emanate from within your head, now go ahead and roll me a con save. As it starts flowering from your head and exploding into the rest of your body.
That's a 10.
A 10. Okay. Well, this will be the deciding factor. Roll me a persuasion check. And let me know what you roll.
Alright. That is 11.
11. Okay.
I had a 19, but it was cocked with saying 19 and 9, and it just went with the lowest.
So you feel this power and this as you are wishing and praying to your goddess, asking Sotia for this. 1 second. Pause that scene. Okay, so I can. Nope. Sorry, that was the wrong. That's what it was right there. All right, so this number right here should be the correct one. You take 64 psychic damage.
Oof.
So you take this damage. Now it'll be up to you. As once the pain subsides, there is still a tremendous pressure within your mind. It's giving you a horrific headache, piercing, white, flaming headache. But it seems like a symbolic chain wrapped around what looks to be these doors, thick wooden and blackish doors. And this lock has what looks to be roots that also linger and create and merge into this almost natural lock. So for you, it is up to you. If you wish to press forth, you sense that this is attacking you, but you can force it through. You would have to roll another wisdom save, but with this wisdom save, you're going to be at a disadvantage, and it may possibly hurt you again. But it's up to you at how many times you would try to do this. So set your choice right now.
As I ponder the door itself, part of me is like going, I want to explore further, because I'm looking back a lot with the current memories, and I'm like going there. I'm looking back on them, and I'm going, it's like they're thinking they don't want to give up. I was like, if they don't give up, and they're gonna push forward, but I'm the one. I'm like deciding that I want to give up, because I don't want to risk hurting myself even furthermore, because I can feel the pain is really hurting me itself. And with the memories that I've already collected so far, I don't want to push any further. But I'm looking back with everybody else, and I'm going, I was like, if I said this or no, I know full well, like, I can at least hear Karnik's voice of as much of his idiocy. He's gonna be like, he will just scowl me about it and like, you're just weak, you know. And I just don't want to prove to that idea itself, so I want to attempt it one more time.
Alrighty.
For my luck.
Alright. And then as you will try to attempt, you will hear Vilra's voice say somewhere saying, Cub, I feel the power pushing against my power. And she says, be careful. If something happens to your mind, there may be no coming back. And then the voice vanishes after that. So, if you're going to go ahead and continue, go ahead and roll me a wisdom save at disadvantage.
$23.
Oh, wow. Okay. Woo. That is a good one. So that is success. Hairline success right there, because it was going to be even more damage. The next one. And I don't think anybody knows that you're doing all this in your room right now. So, all right. So you break through, pushing, gathering your willpower to do this. And then the lock breaks and you see the chains chatter and the doors open, and you see they open to the inside, and you see darkness on the other side. You see the light stop right at the threshold. What do you do?
I take a deep breathe, or a strong deep breath, and I collect myself, and I'm like, and it's like, this is dream walking. I can escape from here. Zotia, you are my rock. You are everything. I'll never waver. And I'm gonna take one step in.
All right. You step in. And as you step in, you feel this pressure just attack your mind. You feel this piercing white heat of pain in your brain. It's as if you can almost feel your brain come alive as you walk in here, and you start to hear fragments of your voice somewhere in the distance, as if echoing and permeating all around you. And once you step in, if you take another step, it feels the more steps you take to get closer and closer, suddenly behind you, it seems that the door is so many feet away, as if stretched like a rubber band, far away from you. And as you move forward, these voices of yourself start becoming clearer. Pain, like as if you're being tortured. And suddenly you start to see what looks like to be a different realm. You're not quite sure what this realm is. You ask yourself, is this shadows? And read a couple, 1 second. Let's pause really quick on that one. Gotta make sure I don't reveal something to you.
Oh.
Sorry. Trying to get this
No,
one.
you're
So, the first scream that you hear seems to be much younger. Seems to be when you were a child. You have some idea as if you were asleep somewhere. You have an idea that you had a family beyond the family that you just remember currently, that you just saw. You have an idea of parents. And then a flash of memory. Eyes looking at you deep in the night when there is no light, when all should be safe and you should be asleep. And then you feel something crawling through your mind, eating at your memories. And then you see yourself somewhere else, some alien room. Creatures all around you. Creatures you do not recognize at first. And they seem to be poking and prodding at you. And you are screaming. And then things vanish. And you are elsewhere. You're talking with groups of people. You're talking with others that look a bit strange to you at first, but then you realize that these people are not actually people that you know. You realize that you are sensing memories, seeing memories of families linked together through history. And somehow they've been connected to you through blood. And now you realize that these are probably connected through you by a long list of Drogar that have gone down in generations. Things that experimented on them, but somehow were pushed onto you. You start to realize that most of these memories that you're currently facing in here are yours and others, all mixed in. And then you see a skull. You see some face. You see it burning with flaming pupils. And you see him, this creature, whoever it is, walking about, talking to these other creatures, these things that seem to be manipulating your mind somehow. And suddenly, you appear elsewhere, as if you are being told in your mind of what to do. Corruption, something to do with elves. You hear something about a disease, a viral disease that cannot be stopped, no matter how strong the person is, no matter how wise a cleric or a shaman or a druid is. This disease is something that you see around you, and you see these people, the same people as you, the Drogar, moving through tunnels, going through these root channels that attach throughout the entire world of Solar, following them. And then you see a great tree somewhere in the forest. And then you see another memory somewhere in the lands of Leolandra. You know it. This is where you were supposed to be. A queen of the elves, sleeping, for some reason important. You see yourself on this group of Drogar somehow infect release. You don't see the particularities of it, but you see yourselves releasing this disease on this city, this area. Somewhere it changes again, and you can see that there is a battle going on. A large battle. You see ships, weird designs or possibly symbols representing different clans of orcs invading the lands of Leolandra. But whatever this disease is, you see these elves start falling and dying. No matter what they do, you see yourself watching through the memory. Nothing helps. No amount of divine magic stops this disease. And you see yourself being manipulated by these creatures as well in another memory. And you see this withered face. You see this monstrous, skull-like creature and his hollowed eyes talking to these creatures in some sort of language you can't understand, but they're giving orders, and you are one of the ones that they give orders to, spreading this disease. And now this disease is part of you. It's inside of you. This evil, corrupted disease lives in you. And then, with that, everything explodes. The fear and the knowledge of what you have done all hit you directly, and you wake up in the room that you were in physically. You don't see Zotia. You don't see Vilra. You wake up, sit up, and automatically you just feel this immense pain rip into your mind, into your body. It's so much so that you scream loudly because it's so painful. You grab at your head, and then the flooding of memory that you have now discovered hits you. You were there and manipulated. Your mind was, in a way, hypnotized and commanded. You were supposed to go elsewhere. You were supposed to go to a large, large tree, a great tree somewhere, an elder tree. But you had forgotten they had locked these memories, and you made friends. You were someone who wanted to be good, and you thought yourself to be good, and that's why you were friends with these druids, and the druids accepted you. But without knowing the disease that's inside of you, this dream that you wanted to use, this spread this dream seed, you corrupted, and unbeknownst to you, because this evil spread from your mind, it killed everyone that you knew in that druid circle of yours, the grove. And everything floods back to you as who you are, what you are, and the connection to what you were to the Drogar. And then deep beyond that, the memories that they had all pushed into yours, and how it came to this point to be where you were supposed to be on a mission to be the corruptor, to go to this tree and make sure the disease spread throughout all of Solar. But you are not alone in this. There are others out there, other Drogar, now working in secret, searching for this tree, searching to spread the disease.
as I'm in the room, still screaming, and I kind of like, or I kind of start panicking, and I start screaming some more, and I kind of start like throwing like an actual tantrum and like start destroying like the room itself, like throwing everything around. And like as I'm screaming in pain and agony of like all these memories that I collected, that all the whole thing, that I was just a corrupter, and then being friends with the people that I was going to inflict pain, like everything that I'm now understanding all of my guilt, and I now understand why Zotia like did, or I'm starting to understand is like why Zotia didn't want me to remember any of this. I'm I'm punching the walls and the ground, and I'm panicking, and like nothing is making sense for me in my life. And it's like, what? It's like, why am I? I was like, why am I being a corrupt? Why was I made to corrupt the world? And then yet somehow my life being turned around, and now I'm just saving it. And like at the end of like, as I'm like still destroying the room itself, I just go, and I'll just stay in a corner, and just stay in the corner, and just like in a swaddle. I'll just swaddle like into a corner, and just stay there, and just start basically like I'll just start crying, because I have like no other reaction, or I have no other emotions or to think of other than to just cry, and just still ponder everything that I've just done. Like, I was like, I just killed a nice grove that took me in and showed me peace, and I just used them just so that way I could just end their whole life. And it's just like, I just freak out about it itself wise.
And let's see, I don't think the only person currently up here would probably be, I'm gonna roll something really quick. No, she's fast asleep with Scrumstar. She would have the only other high enough perception to try to hear through all these doors and all the way down the hall. Go ahead and roll me a wisdom save again.
15.
15. Okay. All right. And does he do anything else for the rest of the night?
I'm still in the succubus's tavern, or the bar, right? Yeah, I never left anywhere else.
Yeah, you're up in the second floor in the last room down the hall.
As I do that, I kind of go, I get up, and I figured I won't feel truly sane by being cooped up in this room. So I'll get up and I'll grab the blanket that I threw around, or I'll grab the leftover blanket that's not shredded out or so. I grab it and I just make a run for it out of the tavern and out of the naked taverns, and I start heading straight towards the woods where or an actual like land field, not like the town, but like just outside of the field. And I just start running, and as I make it to either the woods or to the field or so, or closest to me, and I just go there, and I'll just as I get there, I just basically I just scream and just start crying some more after now knowing everything, and I'll just like fall straight to the ground and just cover myself up and just stay there and just let everything that I just remembered still hit me with everything. And I try to start contemplating all my memories and everything all back. I just want to make sure that I want to gain back my sanity again.
All right.
And for the land to help me with that.
All right. So you are in the woods, and so he's gonna stay there pretty much for the night, going through this.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right. So with that, then we're gonna move you out here, and we're gonna now pass through the night, and everybody would have rested, aside from Cub, would have probably rested fairly well. Even though y'all might have, depending on how y'all accepted it, either way, as long as y'all accepted the power, y'all would have rested a very good, well-rested night. And we'll start Mr. Grumthar really quick. In the morning, the sun is shining through the windows. You wake up with the realization that there is a tail wrapped around you, and someone cuddled up next to you in a way. What does Grumthar do when he wakes up and sees this purplish violet-like succubus still sleeping next to him?
Yeah, I think Grumthar, probably not characteristically, he just wants to stay there. This is probably the first time since he was probably just a youngin', right, that he's felt this level of comfort. So he just leans into it and tries to absorb what he might feel as affection or yeah, I think comfort's the best word for it. He just wants to rest in that as long as he can.
Okay. So he's going to stay there, and she will adjust herself a little. She kind of notices that you wake. She feels and senses this. And she opens her eyes and smiles. And you kind of see, not fangs, but you do see the sharp teeth kind of on the sides. But she curls up a little closer to you. And she will ask, so, after that strange sense, I didn't feel it anymore. How did you sleep? And she kind of just curls a finger around his chest and then kind of swoons back into the pillow as she kind of either will listen for your answer or not, but she just kind of closes her eyes and just kind of squeezes him a little bit closer to her.
This is perhaps the most relaxed I've been in a very long time. Now, I did have refreshments brought. I hope they're to your liking.
He says, yes. I do very much like refreshments. Says, most everything here is to my liking. And then she'll kind of softly say, well, I was more concerned for you. I'm glad that you finally had a rest. If you need more, I would be happy to remain here all day. Crinvia told me to take very good care of you.
Roll over and look her in the eye and say, I will not soon forget this. I may indeed call upon your services again. As you know, I have a great sense of responsibility. I have a team that I need to gather to further our pursuits. And as our adventures, our quests continue, the clarity you bring to me might be welcome again. So, feel that your services have been valued.
She says, well, services paid in full as well, as I do like to dine on that desire that you felt, that you needed. And I will look forward in anticipation for you again to return. I will.
Thank you, Aishar. I'm in your debt.
And she says, but careful, just how much of that debt there might be. And she kind of smiles, kind of smirking, and rolls another finger around his chest.
Yeah, he's probably uncomfortable with that.
You know, succubi.
Yeah.
So what will Grumthar do after that? Does he lay there for just a little bit longer, or does he actually try to go?
No, when she leaves, he will start. He has a very. I see Grumthar as someone that is very ritualistic and has a lot of order, almost to OCD level of maintaining his equipment, to gathering his stuff, putting things on in the correct way. And as he goes through his morning ritual and is satisfied that he's put together, he would go down for his morning meal, and he would expect he knows where the rest of his team are, right? And I guess above the table, I don't know that we ever said how we were getting back together. They all know where I am, right? Yeah. So I would go back down to the general area, to the tables, and I would wait for them to join me.
Okay, excellent. Yeah, so she would have left then and gone off to do her thing, but I'm going to keep her in here just in case because I can't see without her. And then, yeah, after doing your process in the morning, you would eventually go back down. And I'm going to, I think I have you down there already. I'm going to go ahead and put you down there so I know where everybody is. There's not that many people anymore down here, since this is morning time. So we're going to go ahead and vanish these people. Let's see here. They're not there. Boom, boom, and boom. Those two are gone as well. No adventuring for y'all. Boom, get out of here. Alright, so you'll come down and you will see the last of the people that remain for the night, at least, since this kind of stays open all night. There's currently no one here except for you. You see Naxaria talking to Serafina. You see a few of the other succubi just kind of lingering around, unashamed, walking the area, unbothered by not wearing anything at all, and pretty much just doing morning routines, as they also help to clean the area and disappearing in different directions. And upon seeing you, this one succubi will go back to stage, and she just kind of starts dancing as, weirdly enough, music emanates. You kind of figure maybe some sort of magical contraption by how this music emanates, but it's more of a happy tune that's happening currently right now as you walk down. And
as a barbarian, and I think Grumthar is really very comfortable naked, next to naked, right? He doesn't wear much, right? As a barbarian. He has a cloak, and it's more for warmth than anything, right?
Yeah. Yeah,
so I guess all I'm saying is, with the nakedness that's in this establishment, it doesn't sway him much.
And with that, Serafina actually kind of steps to the corner, kind of waves. She seems to be the nicest of them and says, "Oh, hi there. Morning drink? Or shall it be something to eat?" And she smiles, crinkles her nose.
I'll take a typical plate of meats and cheese and bread and a morning ale. Nothing's too strong, just...
She puts the first mug back. It's like, "Oh, nothing too strong. Okay." And then she grabs a different mug and starts pouring something else in it. "All right, that should be good." And then she walks to the back, disappears for a while. And holy cow, I don't got that one either. Let me give her some night vision. Boom. And then there we go. Now I can see the stream. And what table do you sit at?
I go back to the table where I left my companions. That's the one, because that's the last time I saw them. They were there, right?
Trying to think which one that was. I think it was this one.
I think it was just one of these middle ones. It barely matters, right? Just pick one.
Oh, that one. All right. And Nixalia actually kind of walks over to you, kind of sits at the table and looks over and says, I take it that Ashara was to your liking?
Satisfied all of my needs.
Says, excellent. We do pride ourselves in satisfying all the main needs necessary. And she looks over at the rest of the area and looks back at you and says, Krinvia is currently interrogating the devil. We should know something soon. She will message me once she does.
It was not spoken with Ashara, but I'm sure she knows the many dilemmas I contemplate, one of which is the responsibility to my clan to take a mate and further our bloodline. My clan, no doubt, is lining up suitable companions. And I suspect that Ashara might be better suited at finding me a mate, a companion, someone to procreate with. Is that something she would consider? I'm not sure if she would do that without a specific request. I'm not sure that this is an appropriate request. If she would have enough people, enough selection, enough people to select from to find me someone suitable. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Yes. That is an interesting request. For a second, I thought you were going to say Ashara for a mate, and I was... That would have been interesting. But I can speak with her. We
I'm
do
not
have
sure
a very large network.
Yes, someone that would be honorable to my clan. And I would be able to bond with.
Says, I will have a word with her. Though, I will say, that's not her particular specialty. Though, at the same time, understanding you and knowing your needs could be helpful.
Sure, with your vast network of companions, they can work together to come up with someone or perhaps more than one person. I don't know how this works.
She lifts an eyebrow. I see. And she says, I do have to pose one question. I assume you want to find a mate that... Now, if we find all the right qualifications for her, is this someone that you wish to meet with willingly or unwillingly? There are certain ways that we can persuade, and they would not know.
I would want it to be true. I would want it to be willingly.
That is good to know, then. Then I shall speak with her. Though I do have other succubi, or should I say, incubi. And she looks toward the corner where you see a completely bare incubus sitting and you see him sort of just with his legs propped up on the table. It seems to actually be kind of doing a little bit of manicures on him. He's kind of cleaning his nails. And he says,
Exactly.
a male might be more to the task of finding a female. Should you want his help as well, perhaps I can seek the assistance of both Ashara and a male to help you.
Trust you to know your resources to best serve my request. I do not have prejudice to having only females in my assistant.
And she says, very well then. Since you've done good by Crinvia, she's very happy with you all right now. I will speak with him, and then I shall let you know. Though this might take some time to find a mate.
If it was fast, it would not seem real.
And she kind of thins her eyes and says, how much experience do you have in these matters?
And that's a very uncomfortable question for Grumthar. In matters of relationship and physical prowess, I'm afraid I don't have much experience. I have spent much of my time in war and battle. I've had what I would consider one female relationship, and I don't know that I could call it an openly romantic relationship. It was more words were left unspoken. I think there was a mutual bond, but they were never spoken.
She nods. I do know that orcs have a certain culture to them, depending. Maybe we will work on that. I'll speak with Ashara. Perhaps once she learns of your ways a bit more, though she is quite the fast learner.
I suspect Ashara might know me better than I know myself at this point.
And she nods, and then she stands up as Serafina comes over with a plate. And she sets it on the corner and says, all right, enjoy, and here is your mug. Hopefully that's not too strong. Sometimes I get it wrong. If there's something wrong, just let me know. I'll get you something else to drink. I don't want you to fall on the ground or something from too much powerful drink. She kind of sways back and kind of walks back behind the bar. And Ixalia looks over and is like, well, with that, I shall leave you to your enjoyment of your breakfast. Shall your other companions be joining us?
Afraid they went their own ways. And this is where I last saw them. I will trust them to return to me.
He says, I'm sure they would probably wish to know also what Crinvia discovers. And she leaves you at your breakfast and begins to move up and disappears upstairs. All right. Now we're going to go over to Mr. Saz. You're still up here. Jump over to some. Oh my gosh. Where is it? Focus ping. There we go. Saz, you also do not have any problems sleeping. And you don't have windows, so can't really tell if it's light outside, but maybe your internal clock would. He starts to stir, his awareness coming and crawling back, the sense of what he encountered in the night, still lingering, fresh on his mind, as Saw starts to stir. What do they do when they wake?
So you'd see Saws coiled up on the floor. And they would stand up to their full height first and foremost and place both of their clawed hands over their face and drag them down their eyes and internally be thinking, this was far more than they bargained for. Things are getting much too complicated. Pieces are moving beyond the expectations of what they originally thought they were going to. And the thought crosses their mind. They're waiting for an answer. What are we going to say? And they'll look for anything in the room that looks like it can be thrown and just chuck it against a wall and have a small tantrum, but then almost instantly, like it never happened, compose themselves and come back to that tall serpent quality of what are they thinking, what are they doing, and then it will be the same as every other day. Nothing will go wrong. And they'll go out the door.
All right. And his location that he's going to?
There wouldn't be any chance of them getting downstairs without seeing Grumthar, right?
No. Yeah, unfortunately, it's only one stair.
They would probably go down to the bottom of the stairs and see Grumthar sitting there and think about leaving for a moment, but then go to sit at whatever table Grumthar is sitting at.
And just as you are at the table, you see him there munching down on breakfast, and also the interesting sight of the succubi, one of them dancing off in the right side of Sans. Seems to be just swaying completely at ease with being nude. And also you see a male incubus off to the table, and you see Serafina at the bar, currently just cleaning. Yes, and I forgot. Yes, of course, the music that's playing. It's not this music that's currently playing, but you hear a more medley-like music.
Saz would catch notice of the dancers, and they won't show it on their face, but if anyone of the party was here, they'd be able to tell that they were disgusted. This is not something they're used to before they slither across the room to sit across from Grumthar at the table.
Yeah, there you go, Grumthar.
Mm-hmm. How was your evening? I trust you slept well.
That would depend on what you consider to be sleeping well. I am rested, yes. But this one is not looking forward to expected events.
Now I raise an eyebrow then. What events are you expecting?
This one does not feel it pertinent to remind you that two of our ilk were attempting to stab this one yesterday.
Oh, yes. There was. It is confusing to see your kind be recognized by our foe. I trust that there are good and bad of your kind, that they didn't know you specifically, that they thought you were one, when really they thought all were the same. I'm expectant that this was a misunderstanding that we can all put behind us, but I can understand your reluctance. I have seen you come to be a valued member of this team. Even with the confusion last night, you performed admirably in supporting us. I felt no betrayal. But yet, to have you recognized, referred to as an ally of our enemy, is I'm not saying the right word, disconcerting. You, and I maybe even an insight check here, as I tried to judge that he's in agreement that he indeed did not have any sort of alliance or knowledge of who these demon devils, whatever they were, right?
Is that I guess what Saz is pretty much speaking, I guess, as he's mentioning this. I don't know if I would say you can roll an insight if you're going to do that, depending on the response of Saz.
So, they'll look at you based off of everything they just heard you say, and they're going to pause for a moment, look around the room, and then this one will be as clear as they can. What do you think of truth?
You know, I don't know what your evening was like, but what I've learned of truth is I walk my path, and that which I encounter on that path is the truth. Anything outside of that, any other pressures, responsibilities, only become truth when they cross my path. Until it crossed my path, it is only possibility, not necessarily truth. While you've walked the path with me, I have not felt any, with a pause, untruth. I heard the references, saw the references, but I did not choose to believe it. I feel you are a companion, one I can trust over these last, what has it been, days, weeks, whatever it's been. You have been a valued companion. So, as I look him in the eye, I trust you, Zaz.
This is something that you should be wary of. To a samurai, trust, truth, these are not words to aspire to. These are weapons. This is something to be used to help you conquer others, to help you manipulate the events that transpire, to help you ascend, to put other races beneath yourself, to remind them of their stature. To this one,
Yeah, go
the
ahead, finish.
truth is nothing more than a means to the end. When we were confronted with those devils, this one does not know if they know Saz, but they do know Separai. I played the part because that is what Separai do. Their truth could be used as a weapon to help further your goals. If it comes across as I appear to be the bad guy, the monster, that is how you see it. But that is
There's
just the weapon I use in the moment.
Grunther might take this a little bit the wrong way, and he'll lean in and tense with his fists on the table. And look him very seriously in the eye, almost with deadly seriousness. And Zaz, you've seen me in battle. Have no mistake that if I feel you have betrayed me, I will not hesitate to destroy you. I will do everything in my power to end you. Do you understand me?
Saz will more or less ignore that. They'll look down at the moment, and if you're looking, you can see their claws start to cut into the table, but then they'll look back at you. This one has not had a chance to really discuss with you. Since leaving the pit, you were the first to open up to this one, to tell me of where you came from and who you choose to be now. Not who you were, not who your family expected you to be. This one expects, at least from you. Do not judge this one by who they were. Judge them by who they are trying to be.
You walk the road with me. Your truth is what I see on this path that we both take. So, I am willing to let your past be behind you and judge you for what I see as you walk beside me on this journey into our fate, whatever that might be. But I speak for myself. I cannot speak for the others, Tarnak, Cub, and the rest.
Then there is a chance.
I look over her shoulder. As you're talking, you see my gaze go behind you, and I see Volza walk in.
Yeah, she just goes to this table when she sees you two speaking, without Saz noticing. When she walked in, she kind of just lingered her gaze on Saz, and then that she just kind of walked over to the table over here, waiting for you two to finish.
We were just talking about putting our past behind us, Volza. I suspect you can appreciate that.
She looks over and says, I have no idea what you are talking about, but past? I don't know what you're getting at, but sure, whatever. And she just sits.
I give Zaz a half smile. And I wave over to the succubus at the counter. My friends here might require nourishment.
And she walks over and says, "Oh, of course, nourishment." And she looks over toward Volsa, then looks at Saz. What do you prefer? And she's...
Before Zaz can respond, Grumpler will speak up and says, "Your crowd doesn't have many other than your staff here. Perhaps you could provide for my companion something live from your livestock. Would you have a chicken or a pig in the back?"
Oh, of course. Looked about.
And I looked at Zaz and just say, "Would that be to your liking?"
More than this one could express.
Volza, I had a very pleasant plate of meat, cheeses, and bread. Would you like the same?
She glares over at the succubus. It's like, yes. Make sure you put on gloves or something. And just Serafina just kind of looks. It's like, oh, of course. She just smiles. 1 chicken and pig coming up. And she looks over at Volsa. Plate for you. And she comes over and she'll run behind the kitchen.
I think you're going to get one of each. That's more than I expected.
And Volsa will just talk from the table and says, "How long are we staying in this tavern? This is getting very strange." As she looks over at the dancing succubus that's talking to some druid-looking person, and then 2 of them dancing over at the side.
I share with Volza our experience with the Queen. Forgive me, guys. I don't remember all the names like you guys do for some reason. And I share the experience with the Queen and how we're in her good favor, and she has a lot of information, and this could be very valuable in our pursuits of not only bringing down Amon, but also learning what has happened to our companions. Yeah, go ahead.
And she says, "All right, fine. I'll just wait here in the corner, away from these demons."
Okay.
And you see Serafina come back. Looks at the place currently, and she looks over. So you said you wanted it live, yes? And she looks over at the one girl that's kind of her gaze is toward this girl that's talking to the incubus right now.
Certainly you have had other of his kind in your establishment.
Oh, yes, of course. We have many kinds.
So,
not quite so, I guess, in your state. More humanoid-like. But we haven't really brought anything out that was alive and is going to be making lots of noise. We do have an establishment to keep. Though, if you wish, you can come to the kitchen.
Zaz, is this acceptable to you?
If it will make the present company more comfortable, this is fine.
Very well then.
Says,
It seems like we have an agreement.
Says, excellent. You can follow me. We'll go to the kitchen and you can have your live breakfast. She thinks about it and she starts walking, swaying her hips as she walks to the kitchen.
Zaz, remember, just the chicken and the pig.
Yes, this one knows.
And that was kind of a joke right here. So with a little sly smile. Yeah.
And she pretty much just takes you into the kitchen where you will see the kitchen area, and you would see the others that well, there's hardly any orders there. She's been putting all the orders, but you do see a pig and a chicken. The chicken is pretty much tied up. Pig is too. Are you able to go through the door? I'm not sure if you're able to or not. There we go. But we'll just put you in here right now. But yes. What does Sauce do exactly? Does he just gobble them up, or
Are they on the ground, just tied up somewhere?
Yeah, she just kind of put them on the ground, and
he
she's
he
kind of
would
just
look over at her and sorry, go ahead.
No, yeah, you look over. She's kind of watching. She just doesn't seem like bothered at all. She just kind of looks more curious than anything else, and kind of just walks over to the fire over here, preparing some meals to the side. As she kind of looks and makes sure it's not burning, but she keeps looking over with a curiosity.
So Saz will make sure the door is closed so that nothing can get out. And he'll cut the rope for the pig first and quickly just coil themselves around it. So the pig is stuck between the majority of their lower body to listen to it squeal for a moment as the sound, she'll hear it, the sound of it crunching. And Saz was like,
Ah, the sweet symphony of your food's last breath.
and he'll grab it by one of its hooves and go,
Shh, little one. It is not for you to have to suffer anymore.
and they'll dislocate their jaw and the pig will just go away.
And as this happens, the first squeals, the music is kind of covers it that's going on outside, but Grumthar and Volsa, y'all are able to at least hear a bit of it, and even the guy over here talking to the succubus kind of turns confused, and this girl turns confused that's talking to the incubus over here, and then they just kind of shrug it off and then go back to their normal routine.
And Saz will look to the chicken and just go,
It's been so long since I've been able to play with my food.
and they'll just take their tail and smash the chicken before it following the same fate as the pig, feathers and all.
Seraphina just kind of looking curious. It's like, oh, kind of reminds me of the Abyss. You know, when I was enslaved down there was strange other succubi that actually enjoyed doing that with the unfortunate souls that made it down there. And then she goes back to cooking. Well, if you need anything else, just let me know.
Saz will be very confused with just how nonchalant she handled that and attempt to say something as a feather comes out
Nah, this is enough.
and just head out the door to go back to be with everyone else.
All right. All right. So after that, we're going to jump over to the Sad Dog Tavern.
I'm going to freshen my drink. I'll be right back.
Ooh, that sounds good. I might do that here in a little bit. The Sad Dog Tavern. Oh my gosh, I have so many folders. So, boom. And we had Narzag had Volsa and Narsek, I think, had gone with Tarnik. Volsa has gone ahead and laughed. And so we're going to start with Tarnik. In his room, he wakes up similar to any other tavern room. In the bed, kind of a smaller area, maybe more like 10 by 10. It's not as comfy as the naked maidens would be, but what's the first thing Tarnik does when he wakes? And he feels very refreshed. The best rest he's had in some time.
Tarnik would wake up before dawn, full of energy and vigor and renewed purpose. And then he would leave his room and bang on every door in the corridor, yelling out for Narzag.
Was Narzag inside or outside? I think he's inside, right, Narzag? Because you could bring your...
he's inside, but my screen is black.
Yeah, I'm not sure why he's doing that again. That's crazy.
It's also on the stream.
Yeah, that's what I noticed. Let's try this on the stream. Okay, so at least I got the stream going. We'll get Narzag. All right, so Narzag, you as you are banging on the door, Mr. Tarnik, you really don't see anybody else because nobody else has stayed here since she mentioned she had recently opened. So Narzag, if you were still asleep or so, depending on what you were doing, you are awakened by a loud banging at your door. And I'm going to see if I can fix your dynamic lighting. Is it still dark for you, Narzag?
I can see now.
Okay, excellent.
I'm in the bar.
Yeah, I would just, I haven't created the top stairs.
Theater of the mind, then.
Exactly.
Arzak gets up slowly, opens the door.
Oh, good, you're awake. Come on, we've got work to do, my son. Let's get going.
Let me at least put on my armor.
Tarnik's standing in the doorway waiting.
Around the bed is got flowers everywhere growing in the wood and stuff.
Okay.
He mentally casts Druidcraft every time he sleeps.
Let's say it'd take about 5-10 minutes.
It's leather armor, so I don't know. I don't know how long it would take to equip that.
Well, that one would take not too long, but just getting yourself, I guess, ready for anything else, 5 minutes would be good.
You ready yet?
Almost, Mom.
Oh, come on. We've got work to do today. We'll be busy.
Did anyone have a dream of a strange orc lady giving gifts?
My dream was about illusions and truths. I do not know about gifts.
This lady
Knowledge
kept
is a
saying...
gift. I received knowledge. So yes, I did get a gift.
Yeah, this lady wanted to give powers out or something.
The power is yours already, Narzak. Do you not recognize that?
What power?
Your power.
I have no powers. I just have skills
Yeah.
and the ability to hunt.
You have powers, my friend. Whether you know it or not. Come, let's go find the others.
Come, Blackbird. Ah! My token went right over me.
It is a big bird. All right. So you meander down into the Sad Dog Tavern itself, and you do see Lara actually cleaning the bar. She's up early. You see a little bit of, tiredness around her eyes as she does this. And And she looks over and says, "Oh, you're awake early. You are an early riser, aren't you?"
Indeed, indeed. We have much work to do today. I'd love to stay and chat, but we must return to my clan and gather our forces.
"Oh, to your clan and back at your homeland?"
Oh, no. My clan is here with me, always.
"Oh, that's nice. Well then, thank you for staying here. And if you ever know anybody that needs another tavern, tell them the Sado Tavern is open again." And she walks over, runs over, opens the bar, quickly goes to this table where you see what seems to be like parchments and small square papers, and she runs over to you and she hands you a stack of papers that kind of shows a small map where the Sad Dog Tavern is, gives them like a couple of street names and says the Sad Dog District, and has her name, Ilara, and says, "Feel free to give these cards out to anybody you know that needs a place to stay. Good prices and everything like that. Of course, you know that. But yes, thank you very much, and you're welcome back anytime."
Tarnik would accept the papers and immediately split them in half and give half to Narzag. And
Wait. Did you split them in half, like tear them in half, or?
No, just split the pile in half.
Oh, okay.
And then he'd like, "I'll be back tonight, of course, barring adventures."
And just you're speaking, she runs behind the door really quick and then runs back and then runs over and says, "Well, here, we were making breakfast, but here you go. We already got some burritos going." She says, "If you like the eggs, bacon, sausage, a little bit of spice."
Meat.
And she says, "Yes, lots of meat. We believe to put plenty of bacon in it. You know, some other taverns, they kind of go skimpy on the bacon. Not here. Here, we believe everybody should have a good breakfast." And she hands it to Narzag and Tarnik. And she even, "I don't know if your friend there eats or not, but here's a burrito for him. I don't know what birds eat, actually, but maybe you shouldn't give it. Maybe you can give him the tortilla. Is that what they call it in different places? But all right. Thank you very much. I look forward to seeing you tonight."
Blackbird.
Right.
Which mill? Testing to see which blackbird eats.
I mean, I think
I do know it's a meat eater.
Yeah, he's a meat eater, so I figured he would eat a burrito at least. I don't know about the bread or not, but yeah. All right. So y'all got some breakfast burritos and good night's rest. And y'all are going to head back to the Naked Maidens?
Yes.
All right.
On
I'm
the
gonna stay
way,
outside. My bird disappears there.
Okay. Sorry.
on the way, we'll go via the blacksmith, and Tarnik would hand over his weapon and say, "I need you to melt this blade down. I need it to become a scalpel.
Oh, okay.
I need it clean and sharp, not this jagged butchering tool that I have."
And all right, yeah, he would accept and says, "All right, I can do that for you." Let's see, where? Oh, you're going to the same one that you went that was by the L Street where the Naked Maidens is.
Yep.
Oh, okay.
So it's definitely on the way.
Yeah, for sure. That one is definitely in the way. Alrighty, he would accept it, and That would have been 2 gold pieces, actually, to just melt it down and do all that. And we're going to switch you over to here. So you leave it there. It was about a day. Give him the day, and he should have it at the end of the day, since he's having a slow day today. Doesn't have very many orders.
Beautiful.
And then we'll jump y'all back over here. And you're going to stay outside with your birdie. And then... All right, Mr. Tarnik. Narsek, you see Narsek stay outside with his bird as you are by the tavern. And yeah, you should be able to open the door.
Yep. I'll just walk straight in, look to left and right. I'll see Grumthar sitting there and I'll head towards him. Hail, Grumthar. How are you this fine morning?
I was briefly, for loss of words, as if I were muted. I am well rested, friend.
Excellent, excellent. Where is everyone else? Narzak's outside with his bird. I want to talk with everyone.
Yes. Zaz should be with us any second. He had gone back for a bite to eat. Volza, I'm sure, is about done with her morning meal. And
yes, I'm almost done. Rush.
Yes, we should come to an accord of what our next steps are.
Indeed.
So,
but there are some information that needs to be passed around to everyone. I do not see everyone.
Who's missing? Where's Cub?
Where is that dwarf?
I left for...
I don't know where he is. He's annoying, I know that, so I don't really keep much patience with him.
Tarnik would look around the room for one of the serving girls. And he just, it doesn't matter which one, he'll say, "You, where did our companion go? The small one."
Serafina looks over and says, oh, yeah, he ran out the door really early this morning. Like, I don't know, I think he might have had, like, teary eyes, too, or something. I'm very good at noticing things. Didn't look very happy.
He's never happy.
Oh, well, that's...
This is annoying. He'll get up and walk back out to Narzak.
Yeah.
Narzak, Cub's missing. Can you send your eagle to find him and bring him back here as soon as possible?
Well, I'm only mentally communicating to Blackbird as far as 300 feet. So anything beyond that, that's...
Forget about the mechanics. We're role playing.
Do you got something of...
We need Cub.
Yeah, but do you got something so we can, like try bloodhound tracking?
He doesn't
Like
give
her
me
get a
anything.
sit.
He doesn't give me anything, but did he give you a potion?
No. I have my own. It's a minor potion.
Tarnik storms off and walks back in.
While Tarnik was out, I would inquire to the lady that was it possible that we'd have a table set outside that we could use?
Serafino says, "Oh, of course, we can set a table. There's usually one that we put by the tree," and she would
That seems like it would be perfect. Thank you.
And she nods, and she was like, look about and wave over to these two over here. And she says, Saisara, can you help me? We're gonna bring the table out. And she would disappear back into the kitchen. She would too. But
Volsa, we need
Yes.
to find Cub. Can you
I
track
agree.
him?
Can I track Cub? I
Volsa.
can
Volsa.
Oh, Volsa. Yeah. Volsa, can you track Cub?
she looks over and is like, I'll see what I can do. Let me go find him. I have certain ways. And she says, I'll be back. I'll go find this annoying twerp. I can find an annoying twerp, but I can't find Little Wolf. What the fuck is going on with me now?
As soon as Volsa leaves, Tarnik would stand on the other side of the table to Grumthar and pick it up.
And you see Serafina at that time too come over, and they would walk over, and they actually have a table that they're carrying, and says, "Okay, we got tables here." And then they would bring chairs and tables and set it out here by where they are.
Let's go outside so we can all talk freely amongst ourselves. Do I need to move out? There we go. Perfect.
All right. I assume Sauce is going out there too.
Yes.
We'll
I cast that on my beast.
move you over here.
To see through his eyes.
And by the time y'all go outside, Volsa has already disappeared off into the distance. All right. So at this time, I guess it would be up to Tarnik. And Sauce would actually notice that the succubi are going back and still stop. Any drinks? Serafina asks. And they're actually closed.
Outside, they're actually clothed. Is that what I heard you say?
Yeah, they're actually they're wearing clothing now. But sorry, what did Tarnik say? Anything?
Breakfast ale.
And she says, "Oh, okay, perfect. Breakfast ale it is." And she disappears back. And so it'd be up to Tarnik on what he wishes to do, to wait for Cub to return, and Volsa, or what does he wish to do?
Yes, he prefer to do that because he wants to talk to everyone at once. He doesn't want to have to repeat himself or have secondhand knowledge.
Alrighty.
Narzag says, I don't know if anyone hears me or not, but right now I'm deaf and blind and I'm looking through my bird's eye.
All right. And y'all hear him say that. Is there anything else Tarnik wants to do while he waits? Or is there anything that this group wants to do while they wait? I will take that as a no. In that case, we're going to jump. As you are waiting, I gotta see something really quick. Well, I'm seeing something. Cub, you said you were gonna go to more of a foresty area, you think?
Yeah, or whichever, like an open field or a forest, wherever that has more commune to the nature.
Okay. Yeah, that'd probably be the one close to the... Yeah, I don't think he would go that far. He would probably go to the forest just near the school. near the college where he partied with the college kids, because he was there, so he would have understood. That it's almost exactly like being out in nature.
Yep.
So you would have been around here, this area. There is a lake if you wanted to go to the lake, but it would be up to you.
Yeah, I'd probably head over there straight close to the lake itself, wise.
All right. So as this happens, just to synchronize things, everybody's waiting back there. Early morning, I'll say even before Tarnik woke up. What is Cub's state currently? What is his what is he currently doing as the sun starts peeking over the horizon and the sun rays are shooting down, creating this sparkling of water where he's currently sitting?
More likely, I know I'll probably be waking up kind of like in a sitting position, crying, or like woken up with all the everything that's happened. And it was like, I'll like look at the reflection of the lake itself, and as I look through it, I'm just still thinking about, like, now that I remembered everything. And I'm just I kind of like literally, like, I take out my staff. I kind of like start swatting the water, just like angrily, like just more mad at at myself for a moment, and then I just kind of like stopped and then just stare. And for a small more minute or so, I kind of like start thinking about all the other memories of what I've gained from joining the group of Bazgoth, and I kind of like start things like, I start to realize, it's like, you know what? I'm okay with what I did. And I'm just gonna be like, so who cares if I'm a corruptor? I'm not that anymore. This just Druid Cove took me out of there and showed me something that I could do more. Instead of bringing disease and plague, I can bring life. And I've done so much on bringing life in every way. So, and I go and I start like looking, I was like, so I don't want to, so I know what's going on now. And now I think I know what Zotia wants me to do. So I need to stop this corruption. Whether it takes my life to do it, I'll do it. I'm no longer a pawn of a nom, of corrupting the lands. I am who I am. I don't care about all of my kin who were slave to them or slave to him or so. I'm gonna be myself. And myself is telling me that I need to cleanse this world from him.
And as this is happening, you would also feel the presence of your goddess, Zotia. You feel a warmth, an ease and calmness settle. And you hear a whisper that would say, somewhere within your mind, it was never your blame. You were just simply used, cub. You should know this. But at the last moment, I allowed for the flood of memories to go through. I think Vilra was right. I was trying to protect you. To make sure you were strong enough to understand. And while I would have pushed for it to be longer, she pushed for it to be now, at the correct time, when fate has aligned. This is the responsibility and also the fault of what has happened. It was never your fault. You were used. Know that. But now you are complete. You know who you are. And now you have chosen this path, as I always knew you would. But at the same time, remember, Anam's evil lingers in you, but I believe you are strong enough to eventually destroy it, and I will help you. Should you choose to seek out the elder tree, I will know, and I will guide you. And at that time you hear, "Ah, there you fucking are. I've been looking for you." As you hear the familiar voice of Volsa in the distance. It's like, "What are you doing out here? Fishing?" Come on, Tarnik. Tarnik bothered me and wanted me to find you. What are you laughing at?
Because I remember now.
Okay. Well, that's nice of you.
And I kind of go up to her. As I go up to her, I start walking up to her. I was like, I remember everything.
She looked around.
And kind of give her like a look of like malicious intent. But then I'm just like, I go and I poke her nose and I'm like, boop. All right, what does the idiot want?
She like kind of swats at, like she's swatting a fly and moves back. Like, what are you doing? Why, don't touch my nose. I don't know what Tonic wants. It's messenger dog, I guess that's what I've turned to now.
I go and I stop. As I'm walking ahead of her, I stop and I look, or I stop and I turn to her. It's like, "Hey, Volsa."
What?
Don't ever bottle your feelings and emotions. It's not good for you. I know because I seen it.
She's like completely confused. I was like, what the fuck? Who are you? She thins her eyes at you.
And as she says that, I go, "Don't you know? I'm Cub. Champion of Zatia. Or in this land, Ishwal."
She looks confused. It's like, more God stuff. Whatever. We need to get back. Tonic.
It's like way ahead of you. Gotta keep up now.
She like, I'm gonna have words with Tonic, and she kind of mutters, and she like follows, and so you walk past the forest. She eventually catches up to you. She kind of keeps giving you a side eye, not really trusting. Seems like she's kind of confused and maybe not quite sure how to take your new personality currently. She's just kind of just carefully walking, kind of looking around you, gazing, trying to make sure it's you. And finally you hit the streets. People are just waking up, college kids getting ready to go to their classes as they rush past the streets. One of the guys, he looks over at you and kind of remembers. You kind of remember his face, but he remembers you from the night before. Kind of just waves as he like runs toward class. And Volsa just kind of looking. It's like, how do you know these people?
I was like, I partied with them.
And as you are also walking, you, I guess at this point, as Cub is walking, he would have, because he didn't accept, right? He didn't accept the blessing that Vilra was trying to give him. But I don't know if he would in his mind.
I did. I said I would accept the blessing once I know my true self, or what I know from the memory.
Okay. So after he knew the memory and stuff, I guess he would accept it now. And if he does, he would have start sensing this power originating from his inner core. And you feel more at ease and also more learned and knowledgeable. But also, anybody who accepted it would... let me see if this is correct. This is something that y'all would gain. And y'all can copy paste that so y'all don't forget it. But by the time you arrive at the Naked Maidens, you see your comrades sitting at a table outside as Serafina is dropping some drinks off at the table. She looks up at Cub. She waves with a smile, her tail kind of wagging as the sun is finally hitting and beyond the shadow of the building that was casting there. And it was a nice smile. She moves back and she looks over at Tarnik and says, "Oh, look, it's your friend." And the sulky one, talking about Volsa. And then we're going to jump back here. Boom. Cub and Volsa return. And Volsa looks over at Tarnik. I don't know if Tarnik is back yet.
When I press the mute button, I'm back.
Oh, okay. So Volsa would look over at Tarnik, kind of move quickly over to him and says,
we're back and I don't know, there's something wrong. I don't know if that's the annoying Drogar or not. It seems to be acting strange.
And then she just kind of stands back.
Strange is Cub's normal.
Tarnik will turn to Volsa. Thank you, my friend. I didn't want to repeat myself. It's best that we're all together.
And here's the word friend, and she's like, all right. Are you okay this morning?
Indeed I am. I have renewed purpose. I have renewed direction.
She says, okay. And then she looks over at Saz. You. What do you think? And she gazes at Saz intently.
You would have to be more specific. What does this one think of what?
Orcs on this human land. What do you think of us?
And she thins her eyes at Saz.
This one, personally, does not think much of orcs as a whole, but the ones that they have come to know. The 3 of you, 4 of you. That is a different story. I find you to be exceptionally helpful and much more complicated than this one initially had expected.
She looks and thins her eyes. There's something going on here. I didn't change. There was some strangeness last night. Dreams. I think we've all been cursed. You do not speak like a Serpari. But then she just kind of leans back. And then waits. What did you want to speak about, Tonic?
Where is Cub? Is he not caught up yet?
Oh, yeah.
I'm right here. Yeah.
Oh, I'm gonna move
Oh.
it. Yeah, he's by the table. Or at the table.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Okay.
Ah, good, Cub. You are here, my friend. Let us gather round. I do not know what happened to everyone else last night, but I had a visit from Valeria. Valeria?
It's Vilra. Vilra.
The mistress of illusions. You may know her better as.
She told me
peeled
she's
away.
a goddess.
She peeled away some illusions for me. Hence my renewed vigor, my renewed purpose. And then he'll turn to Grunther. Grunther, our leader, our strength. You may think that I gave you leadership as a test. It is not a test of you, my friend. It is a test of me, of my resolve, of my abilities. I believe in you to do the right thing. You are more mature than the rest of us. You have seen more of this world. That is why I chose you to lead us. I believed your wisdom and insight would guide us through difficult times. And then you turn to Narzag. Narzag, my friend, my comrade. You may be strange at times. I think you have spent too much time alone. But you now have a clan. And we are here together. You do not need to be alone with your bird anymore. And Saz, our newest clan member. As I mentioned to you once before, you have my trust. As soon as you became a member of this clan, you had my trust. Do not break that trust, my friend. For I see great things for you with Clan Bazgoth. And Volsa, our quiet, sneaky friend. You do more for us than most people will ever understand. Your ability to sneak into the shadows and see what's going on without being seen is invaluable. And you, Cub, my little friend, my little brother. I know you've been struggling. I know you've been struggling with the name that was bestowed upon us at the arena, the Chosen of Ganosh. Since that time, I've learnt a great many things. One of them is we are not the Chosen of Ganosh. We are chosen by destiny. So I will not introduce us as the Chosen of Ganosh anymore. I will introduce you as the heart of our clan, of Clan Bazgoth. You'll turn back to Grunthar one last time. Grunthar, you, my friend, are a true orc. You are strong, you are dependable, you are loyal. You are a shining example of what an orc can be. You only fight with honour. You do not fight for the sake of fighting. You fight for a cause, fight for your clan. And I want you to continue doing that. I want you to lead this clan. I want you to be the shining example for all orcs as we walk through these strange lands. We are the vanguard. We are the ones chosen by destiny. We need to come together as a troop, as a party. We're all equals here. And as such, we all have gifts and abilities that we bring to the table. You must be willing to learn and listen to the rest of the party to be a true leader. Sorry, I'm just reading through my notes here. I've got a whole speech written out. And as such, I will not challenge you for the leadership, but I will keep you in check. And then he'll turn to everyone and he'll raise his breakfast ale. Everyone, please join with me in toasting Clan Bazgoth. For this is a new beginning. This is a new world. This is a new life. Hurrah! And he'll scull the rest of his ale. And everyone will get 16 temporary hit points as part of his inspiring speech.
Yes.
Inspiring. What's the other one?
You see, Volsa doesn't quite know what to do. She go ahead and brings her ale up, confused, but very quiet as she looks toward Tarnik. Not quite sure what. She's not thinning her eyes. She's just silent and thinking about his speech. She looks at everyone else. And this just stays quiet, and then she moves as if she's trying to hold emotions in, and just kind of steps over to the tree and kind of lingers in the shadow for a while. Quiet, seems to be pondering about things. How about oh, go ahead.
Oh, what were you gonna say, DM?
Oh, no, go ahead. I was gonna see what the group was doing.
Oh, for me, I'm gonna be like, I raise the glass and I'm like, damn it, Tarnik. You know, you're such an idiot. Why you gotta take all the good events here? I was wanting to say something, but I mean, the speech is just so movable. but I might as well just go ahead and say what I need to say. Because
Floor is yours, Cup.
after all, you said that we're starting a new chapter or a new name out of this, so why not? So I've recovered my memories. Everyone. And I am a slave under Anam. I'm one of his corruptors.
What does that mean?
Are you undead?
No. I'm still alive. I was helping him plaguing the lands with a disease. The things that I was seeing were memories of what I was working with under his possession and control. But for some odd reason, one of my missions led me to a druid circle in which it was Zotia's domain.
So,
I worked under them, and I had no memory of it or so. But I became a druid for it, and my life was changed for them. Until the ceremony.
then what are you now? Are you going to walk with us? We've seen nothing of that person since we've started traveling together.
That's because Zotia saved me for it.
I'll walk over to Zaz and put my hand on their shoulder and say, we have a long, arduous path in front of us. I, for one, care not what was on your path before now. I only know the path that you've walked with us since I've known you. And what came before that path, I care very little. I've seen you all in action. You are brothers. And I'll look at Tarnak and say, clan, if you will. And we are a long way from home. And this place, this land is strange to me. There are many things I don't understand. It will take all of us with our unique abilities to forge ahead and be successful, contribute as we can, pledging our lives to the service and the destruction of Amon. I chose to trust these demon succubi. I don't know why I trust them. I understand that it could be uncomfortable. And yet I do believe they have value, information that can help us in our endeavors. I wait as we sit here, I wait for the Queen of the Succubi to give us a lead, something to help us in our pursuit. I reaffirm to you that I will lead with my best ability, but I will give you the same grace that I hope you would give me, that I will not be perfect. I will make bad decisions. But I hope that under Ganache, or rather his, and I'll say the goddess's name, I also had a vision And she has put me on this path. So, a much more tightly focused path. I will let fates come to me more than pursue fate. So, I am hopeful that you will each pledge, as I am sure you will, to continue on this path with me, knowing that my true desire is to serve Ganache and destroy this Amon. And with that, I
Here,
will pause.
from Tarnik at the mention of Ganache.
And then before we move on, Cub, were you continuing, or did you finish, or did you want to continue with?
Yeah, I was gonna. I still had more to say. So when Grumtar cuts me off, I'm gonna bonk him with my staff. It's like, don't interrupt me. I wasn't finished talking. You idiot leader. But as I was saying, I'm no longer. I still have a small presence of Anam in me that I can be able to find a way that we can use it to find him. But I am true to myself now. And I am Cub, the son of Zotia, her champion. And I am a healer. And I'm sorry for going with all my actions of everything about me. I guess since it was all defense mechanisms of me of not wanting to connect with you guys. Because I guess part of me felt that if you hanged around me or so, not only would I failed as a healer, I'd somehow get you all killed. But I don't feel that way with you guys. So I'll do everything in my power to keep you all safe. And you know, one more thing. Tarnik, you are the most idiot person ever I have met. But you're the only one that has stayed true to yourself and made me see who I am. So, thank you, my friend.
Tarnik would move closer and put his hand on Cub's shoulder. Doesn't say anything, just puts his hand on his shoulder, very reassuringly, and smiles gently. It's quite an ugly smile considering his tusks and battle scars and things.
I was like, don't smile, it's creepy now.
And as this is happening, you see Serafina holding out more mugs that she's like, they're kind of quiet, looking like, I'm sorry, I didn't want to interrupt. And you see like a tear running down her eye. That was so moving and emotional. And she like puts the cup down on the table and starts wiping a tear out. Oh, I would have just... And she like goes over and tries to hug Cub. And gives a big old hug also to Grumthar. And then it's like, you are so... Makes me just
want to go adventuring.
And then she like, sorry for the interruption, just bringing drinks. Continue. And she just like moves back.
Ah, goodies.
How about Saz? Does Saz do anything out of all this?
They would have literally no idea what to say. They'd just sink back into the table and watch all this unfold and wait to see when the other foot drops.
It's like, I'll grab one of the, I guess, spare mugs and I'll bring it over to Volsa.
You actually start bringing it as she was about to start walking into the street, and she like stops and she looks.
I was like, I stop and I look at her. I was like, here.
And she like hesitates for a little bit.
What?
And I go and was like, I hope you heard everything I said.
I heard everything.
And she like walks
And
over.
I go,
She like kind of reaches for the mug. She seems to be kind of wavering in her voice.
I goes like, don't worry, I didn't poison it. You're fine. I'm not gonna stoop that low to it.
And she
You are part of us, by the way.
says,
I'll keep you safe.
I don't understand. This is not the way that groups work. Blackjaw never worked this way. We were just there to accomplish missions. This is strange. This is...
You know what else is strange? You having emotions for elves who died in battle with an honor.
She looks over. She like kind of clasps the mug as she's picking it up. Yeah. And she says, "That. Yes." And she's like looking, and she says,
They were weak.
Weak or not, they still chose to fight and died with honor. Isn't that what any honorable orc would do?
No. I don't know. Most orcs are not honorable that I traveled with. We were outcasts. That's what I was. I had to run away. I had to join the northern clans. And it's like I had no choice.
and she looks at everybody, and she's like, kind of lingers, walking back.
Why do you want me in your group? I was one of the ones that killed Grom's friend. I killed another orc. This makes no sense. I was weak. I was not able to help my group before. The Blackjaw clan. I failed. I only joined you because I knew I could not defeat you. It was cowardly. I should have died.
You still might.
Now is the time to show that you are not a coward, Volsa. Now's the time for you to show your true nature. To become more than what you think you are.
You do not know the truth about me, Tonic.
I do not. But I do not need to know it.
You hate elves.
That's debatable.
I am diseased. I have weakness inside me.
I'm a corruptor. I was plaguing diseases, but now I cure it.
You don't understand. I am not a full orc. My mother was captured by the Red King. She was an elf. She did not have the power to fight back. When I was a child, I was born. My mother was... She bore me not because of choice, but because another orc was forced upon her. I am half orc and half elf. That's why I ran. I was able to escape while the other elves died. I did not know where to go. I left north in Goya, and I followed stowaways in the ships. I joined the northern clans to learn the orc way. I learned strength. I learned to try to bring weakness to its knees within me. I learned to hate elves, their weakness. Orcs were powerful, and now we are getting deluded by... we're in a land where weakness is. We're working with elves now. It's confusing. Even the Serpari knows. Even the Serpari still thinks they are pure. They are at least purebloods in the sense of they are a full race. I am not. So now knowing that I am half of an orc, Tonic, what do you think of me now?
Half an orc's better than half. Anything else? You are an orc. Full stop. You now have purpose. You should become a champion of justice. You have the fuel already. Ganosh and his gods arguing, instilling us with hatred. That is where we fall down. You have witnessed this firsthand. Ganosh's hatred of other races.
That's why I know elves will look. And then I am visited by another god. I was visited last night, and I turned the god down. This goddess tried to play with my mind, but I do not know if there was truth that she spoke then. I don't know what is truth. My mission was to go after the Red King. My sole mission in my mind. That's why I killed for Blackjaw clan. That's why I wanted to gain enough money. That's why I cowered. I cannot die until I either die fighting the Red King or I kill him, knowing that he is the king of the dragons of evil. And he should suffer. But if you say I am part of this group, then I will stay. I will stay if you accept me as having this half weakness of an elf inside me. I will stay and fight. And if you have my back, I will have yours.
As I said to Zaz, once you're part of this clan, you have my trust. That means I have your back. Now, this Red King, tell us about him. Does he work for a nom?
She looks over at the rest of the group and
She says, the Red King. He is...
she looks quietly.
There was a name spoken. The name Keleneth. Back at the portals. I know who that Keleneth is. Because the Red King is an offspring of Keleneth. The Red King is the one who started the War of the Dragons, who nearly plunged Sola, according to history, into bending the knee to the dragons when the gods had left before they returned. This city that we are in was the only city that remained with the powerful dome shield they speak of. The only city that didn't fall. I don't know how I can accept that. I learned this history later in my travels with the clans of the north. It was confusing then, and it is confusing now. Orcs were supposed to be supreme. If they were so supreme, how was a human city the only one left to stand against the dragons? It makes no sense. But I suspect everything that was divulged to me in the clans was fabricated so that we could follow Gunash's ways to see who was the strongest. But that who is the Red King, and he is awakened, last I heard, in North Angoria, in the fiery ring of mountains. And that is where I eventually plan to head. I do not know if he works for Anam. He did not work for Anam when he tried to take over Solar himself. That is all the information I have, except for he is the one that killed my mother because she was weak. A weak elf. But nonetheless, I am still building to be able to at least avenge her.
Fate is smiling upon you, Volsa, for they have dealt you a dragon-slaying clan. We will help. We will take down this Red King, this Dragon Lord, just as we did with the Red Dragon back in wherever it was.
Yeah.
She looks over and she says,
I appreciate that,
Tonic. And then she'll look over at Grumthar.
I feel we should share this information with Crinvia. See if she can add to this intelligence and give us a chance, a better advantage at any tactical action we would take.
Yes, I think we should talk to the Talismanic Nine as well. The more information, the better.
Agreed.
On that, you see Serafina. She looks quietly, kind of stands waiting for everybody to finish. And then she just says,
don't mean to interrupt, but I think Crinvia has some information for you. She puts one finger up in the air. She's in our underground. She looks at the street. Well, maybe I shouldn't say anything out here. But she does have information. It seems that she's done very good at getting it, if you want to know. And then she'll walk back in the tavern. And we'll do one last scene here because it's about to be 10. And I haven't eaten, so I'm going to go get something to eat. But we'll start with, it's Grumthar. We're going to finish here for this last scene. Does Grumthar do anything else?
I think we've had a good meeting, right? So she is down below, and I looked at Narzag. Narzag. I would have the whole
Narzag.
team.
Narzag looks directly into your eyes.
Yeah. You are a valued member of this team. I don't enjoy leaving you behind. I do, however, respect your attachment to your companions. The Grinvia is an important ally, and we should go meet with her. Will you join, or are you going to stay here?
I'm going to stay. I don't like that place. It makes me uncomfortable.
Very well. I'm going to go. I hope you all join me. And I start heading that way.
I will join. I need to talk
Yes.
with her myself.
I guess Drewcliff make more flowers grow around this table.
Okay. And how about Saz?
As in what they're doing?
Oh, yes. As Grumthor and Tarnik are going in, once they got the information from Severfina that I guess Crinvia is done with her interrogation. So they're going in.
Saz, despite the fact that they are powerless every time they enter this building, Saz wants all the information that Corinthia has gathered, so he'll follow immediately after the two of them.
Volsa will look over at Cub and Narsag. Well, I don't have any companions out here. Maybe I should get me a dog. I guess that means I'll have to go in. And then she, follows. What does Cub do?
I will stealth.
Okay. All right.
I look at Narzag and then I look at the group as they're walking in, and in my head I go, "This is nice. I feel complete now." And I kind of go and I follow behind them.
All right. And Narzag, I guess you're going to go in stealth in a tree?
Sure.
Okay. I guess you were there with the bird. You do anything else?
No, I'm just going to watch the surrounding.
Alrighty. Well,
Climb up the tree.
Actually, that's not a bad idea. That's where we'll end the session then. We'll go ahead and stop recording. See everyone next Sunday.
Woo.
Yeah.
And goodbye, world. Thank you for tuning in.
Bye, everybody.
And
Bye.
till next Sunday. Boom. Goodbye. Boom.